నువ్వు స్టార్ట్ చేయబోయింది అంటే గురించి ఇప్పుడు సబ్స్క్రిప్షన్ తీసుకున్నావు నువ్వు సీరియల్స్ వస్తాయా T5
तो भाई लोग गाना सुनो आज
ये जूम పనిచేయలేదని ఎబెక్స్ స్టార్ట్ చేశాను ఎబెక్స్ అది కొంచెం
అరేనా
దయాల్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ నాకు చూస్తాను
गाना सुनो गाना सुनो
त्रिपाठी
बोलो बोलो बोलो
पहचाना क्या
पहचाना गाना सुनो गाना
हाँ लगाना गाना
गाना सुनो जब तक अच्छा नहीं आते
लगाना तो
पूरे टॉपिक ये है क्या विकास भाई बताओ नए नए लोग जुड़ रहे हैं यार विकास भाई कहाँ निकल गए तुम
Electronics and over 5,000 products delivered in 10 minutes. Immediate. Yes, last minute help.
Of course.
Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Everyone. Guys, everyone, please check your audio and video settings, please. Is everything okay, guys? Yes, boss. Yes, my dear. Video is not coming. I think they have not given video option today. I don't know why. Okay. Hmm. Today they have not given video, guys. Okay, let it be. I don't know. They have not enabled, it seems, video option. Yes. Okay. Am I audible, guys? From my side, no issues. Network bandwidth is good. Check your side. Those are having issues with audio, please rejoin. Yeah. Yeah. Topic is Spring Boot batch, guys. Indirectly, we are going to deal with batch processing. I'll explain what is batch processing in a moment. Don't worry about it. Okay. So total 3 planned sessions are there. If not completed, Monday also same plan of Saturday continues. Same plan of Saturday continues. Monday 9 a.m., evening 8:45. Both timings will be having what? Continuation of the same topic. Clear, guys? Okay, session 1, 10 a.m., 10th August, that is today. Session 2, 8:45 p.m., 10th August, again today only, 8:45 p.m. Next, session 3, 9 a.m., 11th August. 9 a.m., 11th August. This is the plan, guys. This is the plan. Super. Okay, if not completed, Monday morning 9 o'clock, evening 8:45, the same sessions will continue. Okay. So shall we get into the subject? But before getting into the subject, guys, everyone please understand, batch processing is nowhere related to web application development or distributed application development. Batch processing purely talks about, okay, reading huge amount of data from source place, processing the data, filtering the data or categorizing the data, and writing, okay, categorized data or processed data or filter data to destination batch by batch. Destination batch by batch. Is that clear? Reading from the source, batch by batch, processing the data, what is being read, and whatever output generated, guys, that I want to write to the destination batch by batch. You take one small example, then you will understand clearly, boss. You take one small example, you understand this one clearly. Okay, LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, is having how many customers, boss? Can I say 50 CR customers are there? Can I say 50 CR customers are there? I want reply. If you don't respond, I cannot go further. Everyone, please respond, guys. I'm not seeing any response in the chat box. Can I say they got 50 CR customers? Okay, let us assume this 50 CR customers information is available in Oracle database as a DB table records. As a DB table records, guys. Tell me, guys, do you think all people will opt monthly payment? No. Some people will opt monthly payment, some people will opt quarterly payment, some people will opt half yearly payment, some people will opt yearly payment, right? Some people will opt what? Yearly payment. What do you say, guys? Monthly, quarterly, half yearly, and yearly. Yes, no, no. Super. Okay. I think they have not given video option, guys. I will ask I'll ask admin people to enable it by tomorrow, but today not possible, it seems. Okay, now listen carefully, guys. Listen carefully. every month, first week, there is a system, guys. What is the system? In that month, whoever renewal dates are there, it should list out them and should send SMS messages or email messages or correspondent letters for them, so that they will not miss the payment. They will not miss the renewal payment. Otherwise, people may forget, na boss. Especially yearly payment means people may forget. Half yearly payment also people may forget. Okay, think about the situation, guys. Think about the situation. So they should have an application who can read from Oracle database record by record. Super. Who validates whether renewal date is there in the current month or not. Yes. If there, it should write that record to an Excel sheet. MS Excel sheet. From MS Excel, we use that data for sending SMS messages or email messages. Okay, right now tell me, guys. Okay, how many records are there in the table? 50 CR records are there. How many records you have to process? 50 CR records. After processing, I may get 10 lakh records or 20 lakh records or 1 crore records. All this data I should write where? MS Excel. From MS Excel, I should take and write to use for what? Sending SMS messages or email messages. So in every time, am I dealing with a less amount of data or huge amount of data? Huge amount of data. Okay, reading this huge amount of data batch by batch, processing it batch by batch, and writing to destination batch by batch is called batch process. Is technically called as what, guys? Batch process. I hope you convinced, my dear. I think you got the clear-cut idea about where to use batch processing concept. Where to use batch processing concept, I want reply, my dear. Okay, class content, here is what? Spring. It is not there to develop regular web application, regular distribute application, standalone application. These are special application, reads from source batch by batch, process it, process the records batch by batch, writes to destination batch by batch. Writes to the destination batch by batch. Right, guys? Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Now let me talk about the session 1. Okay, session 1 is very, very important, guys. These are totally different category application. These are totally different category application, guys. Batch processing applications are what? A different category application who deals with huge amount of data to read batch by batch, huge amount of data to process batch by batch, and huge amount of data to write to destination batch by batch. Okay, guys. See, guys. Yeah, what is that? Spring batch processing, Spring Boot batch. Okay, actually we are learning in Spring Boot style, guys. We can say Spring Boot batch. And if you do batch processing in Spring style, that is Spring batch processing. If you do batch processing in Spring Boot style, that is Spring Boot batch. That's it, guys. Spring Framework module for AOP, JDBC, ORM, FBC, JWE, mail, etc. Spring extension module, security, data JPI, batch, cloud, scheduling, all these are extension modules. Spring Boot is not extension module. It is an approach of Spring programming in different model. It's an approach of developing Spring application, guys. It's an approach of developing Spring application in different environment. It's extension framework of Spring framework, guys. So ultimately what I'm trying to know, you know, okay, batch module is extension module that is built on the top of the basic modules, guys, basic modules. Spring batch or Spring Boot batch is given as the extension module of Spring framework by pivotal team plus Accenture. Our Accenture role is also there in the creation of Spring Boot batch, guys. In the creation of Spring Boot batch, Accenture company role is also there. You have to accept that fact, guys. You need to accept that fact. Accenture role is also there. What is batch processing? What is batch processing? Just now I have taken one example, guys. What is the batch processing? Reading huge amount of data from source place, batch by batch. Processing that, batch by batch. Writing that huge amount of data to destination place, batch by batch, is nothing but batch processing. Sir, what do you mean by batch by batch? Okay, I will tell one example, boss. LIC is having 50 crore record. If you try to process all 50 crore records at a time, is it going to work out, guys? Or my application may hang or not? My application may stuck up or not? So what I do? I'll take a batch size of 100. Okay, I will take first 100 records. I will try to validate and process them. Whatever outcome comes, I will try to write to the destination. Maybe in first 100 record, after filtering and categorization, let us assume 30 records have come. So 30 records I will write to destination. These 30 records I will write to destination. Are you getting my point there, guys? So that is called batch processing or not? Okay, now listen. Throughout year, so many students will show interest of taking Spring Boot microservice subject learning from me, or Advanced Java subject learning from me, gRTP subject learning from me, DevSecOps tools subject learning from me. But am I teaching to all the students at a time? Am I teaching to all the students at a time, guys? No. What I'm doing? In different timings, different timings of different months, I'm forming different batches. At a time, I'm addressing batch of students or not. Guys, you are not responding. I'm not seeing any active response from you people. If I cannot conduct one-way communication sessions, guys. Not just yes, sir, I want more than that. Not just yes, sir, I want more than that. The way I am conducting classes to you people every day, is it not batch processing? Is it not batch processing, guys? Okay. Month 1, I got 300 students. Formed as a batch, I started conducting classes. Month 2, I got 250 students. Okay, formed as a batch, I started conducting the classes. I hope you are understanding my statement. Is it not interesting, Babu? So knowingly, unknowingly, the way I am conducting classes for you is batch processing, na boss? The way LIC people sending reminder messages for renewal is a batch processing, na boss? The way central power billing system people sending SMS messages for power bill payment is not batch processing, na boss? Is not batch processing, na boss? I want reply. See, in a district, how many houses will be there? Lakhs of houses will be there. But every house will get current bill or not, power bill or not, and relevant SMS message will be triggered or not. How they are doing? Are they sending to lakhs of houses at a time? No. They take one unit, 1,000 houses at a time. 1,000 houses at a time. So 1,000 like this. They take the time of 1 year, 1 week to 10 days, and they trigger all the messages so that payment, all the SMS will be triggered or not. So their bulk SMS is required or not required? Bulk SMS concept is required or not required, guys? Yes, boss. Yeah, see guys, it's a process of handling huge amount of data. Huge amount of data is technically called chunks of data, guys. Chunks of data, batch by batch. By reading from one source, and processing the data with changes by executing the logics and writing the processed data to another destination. Writing the processed data to another destination. See guys, it's a process of handling huge amount of data batch by batch by reading from one source. Your source word has come. Did you notice that? We are reading from one source. That means database kind of thing. Point number one to be noticed. Okay. Processing data by executing logics. Super. And writing processed data to another destination. Writing processed data to another destination. Super guys. Spring batch plus spring scheduling is a great combination to perform batching activities in automated environment, either on period of time or point of time. And a few days back, I conducted classes on scheduling. Did I not conduct classes on scheduling, guys? Yeah, listen, guys. If I enable scheduling, okay, LIC every month first. Every month first, automatically my application executes to decide the people whose renewal dates are there in that month. Every month automatically that application executes and identifies what? People who needs to pay, who needs to do renewals. Yes or no? Na? I forget about guys. Because Infosys kind of organization is having 1 lakh customers. All customer accounts are there in the same bank. On the 31st of every month or last working day of every month, salary should be credited. Okay, their batch processing is required. Their batch processing is required. And if you enable scheduling, okay, that application automatically starts on last working day and happily what? Observes the employee details and calculates number of working days he attended, any deductions are there it will do, and evaluates everything and deposits the money to bank accounts, given bank accounts. So there it needs batch processing. Along with the batch processing, what else is required? Along with the batch processing, what else is required, guys? Okay, automation. Automation means scheduling can be done or not. Super, guys. Let me show the use cases, guys. Collecting census data. Census means population count, guys. Census means population count. Storing into database software category wise. Every 10 years in India, census will happen. Census is nothing but population count. Census is nothing but population count. What do you say, guys? I want reply, my dear. Yeah. The way information is gathered, typed into Excel sheet, okay, and Excel sheets data uploaded to central government application website. From there, information is read, filtered, validated, categorized, and stored into Oracle database. So don't you think that needs batch processing support? Don't you think that needs batch processing support? I want reply, guys. Don't you think that needs batch processing support, guys? Because we need to deal with what? 140 crore people or not? We need to deal with what? 140 crore people or not? 140, 150 crore people, right? 140, 150 crore people means what? Definitely batch processing is required. Can we do that work manually? Listen, teacher collects family info on paper, feeds to Excel sheets, upload the Excel sheets to central government application. Central government validates the data, filters the data, categorizes the data, and writes to database software. Mostly Oracle database software. Tell me guys, the central government application is doing batch processing. What it is doing? It is reading from Excel sheets that are uploaded. It is processing them by filtering them, by validating them, by categorizing them. Come on guys. By categorizing them. Lastly, what happens guys? Okay, whatever categorized information is there, that will be stored into database software or not. Super guys. Next one. Collecting log messages from ATM machines, categorizing them and writing to database software. Every day ATM machine generates hundreds of log messages, thousands of log messages. Okay. From different ATM machines, log messages are gathered. They are categorized, boss. Okay, all success log messages in one place. Okay, error log messages are one place. Severe error log messages are one place. Okay, whatever after categorization of log messages, we try to write them to whom, guys? We try to write them to database software. That is also huge data, na boss. Super. Next. Collecting insurance policy holders information of LIC from database software. Here source is database software. Identifying policy matured people. Once you tell me guys. Once you take the insurance policy, 1 hour other day it will be matured, na boss. 1 hour other day it will be matured. Some policies tenure will be 15 years. Some policies tenure will be 20 years, right? 1 hour other day that policy will be matured. I'm developing one application through batch processing. It will connect to database software where LIC policyholder information is there. It will check, okay, are there any policyholder policy that is going to be matured in this week, in this month? If there, it will gather that information, writes them to what? Sending that information to branches accordingly, so that the branch people will be ready with all ready documentation, okay, to give the matured amount to the customer or not, to simply give the matured amount to the customer or not, guys. Super guys. SDFC collecting loan holders information, processing and sending from database software every month, EMI payment reminder messages to customers. EMI payment reminder messages also will be sent now. Suppose SDFC people have given home loan to 20 crore people. Every month, different people will have different due dates, guys. Okay, so before 10 days of due date or before 1 week of due date, they need to send one SMS message. Keep funds in your accounts ready. Keep funds in your accounts ready kind of message they need to send. For that also needs batch processing or not, guys. Super guys. Collecting bank loan customers info, finding defaulter and sending notices to them. EMI due date is over. EMI due date is over. They failed to pay the payment because of some personal issues or financial issues. So sending notices also bank responsibility or not? Okay, finding the defaulters who have not done you have not paid EMI properly, and you have not paid EMI properly, and sending notices is also batch processing work or not? Next, collecting power meter reading info, calculating bill, sending SMS messages having bill info is also batch processing or not? Super. Collecting car owners info, sending insurance payment renewal information to customer is also batch processing or not? I want reply, guys. Is also called batch processing or not? I want reply, boss. So that means what? In our daily life, there are multiple places where batch processing is really, really required. Come on, guys. Only the thing is we have not observed that one properly. Where more than 5,000 records are involved to read, to process, to write. Where there are more than 10,000 records are available to read, to process, to write. We take the support of batch processing or not? We really, really take the support of batch processing or not? We really, really take the support of batch processing or not? I want reply. Is it not interesting, Rababu? Convinced and nice? Perfect, guys. Hey guys, if you join like this, how class will you will understand, Rababu. Okay, latecomers, remember, guys. Batch processing is extension module of Spring and Spring Boot. Batch Spring Boot. If it is developed in Spring style, it is called Spring Batch. If it is developed in Spring Boot style, it is called Spring Boot Batch. Spring Boot Batch. Tell me, guys. Batch processing is all about reading from source, huge amount of data, reading from source batch by batch, processing it and batch by batch, writing to destination batch by batch. Clear, guys? Yeah. While doing batch processing, we do 3 operations compulsory, guys. Collect the data from different sources in different formats. Collect the data from different sources and different formats, guys. Okay, DB table, CSV, text data, and etc., guys. Process data for filtering data, or modifying data, or categorizing data, or ordering the data. Are you getting my point there? Class started exactly by 9:05. When I say online class, it will start on time. You know that. You know that. Okay. No problem. Still, introduction is gonna come. Sorry, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. I started exactly by 10 a.m. it seems. I started exactly by 10:10 and 10:05 it seems. Process data for filtering data, modifying data, categorizing data, and ordering data, boss. We do one or other processing, boss. We try to filter by applying conditions. I want to pick up that policy holder information whose mature date is there in this month. I want to categorize it. While writing census information, all working employee information, separate table. All kids information, separate table. All graduates information, separate table. So I can categorize the data or not. I can sort it the data. Anything I can do on the processing, guys. Write data to different destination in different format. That could be a PDF, CSV file, DB table, XML files, and etc. That could be what? PDF format, DB table records, XML files, and etc. Guys, is that clear, my dear? I want reply. Examples, guys. Converting DB data to XML data after process. I read LIC policy information in the form of, from the database table. After finding matured people, some people are expecting in the form of XML. I want to get matured people information in the form of XML. Converting one database software data to another database software after process. One database data to another database data. And converting MySQL DB table records to SQL. Converting SQL DB table records to MySQL. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Converting JSON data to CSV. CSV means Excel get. CSV means Excel data. Converting database software data to JSON data. And all conversions are possible in all angle. And any format data can be converted into any other format. I'll ask one simple thing, boss. I have a bulk SMS application which says, you give me phone numbers in Excel sheet and you supply Excel sheet as the input, then I will send a SMS message to that phone numbers. So then what should I do? What should I do then? Okay, now tell me, my LIC policy holders information is there in what? Oracle database. I will, how many? 50 crore. In that one, what I want to find out, only those customer whose renewal date is there in the current month. Whose renewal date is there in the current month, right, boss? Whose renewal date is there in the current month. I want reply from you people, guys. Whose renewal date is there in the current month, guys. Yeah, then what should I do? My application should read from database, should process and find out only renewal date customers. Out of 50 crore, let us assume 20 crore customers are there. And these 20 crore customers information I should write to Excel sheet. So that my bulk SMS application can read that from data from Excel sheet, can write to different destination, can write to different can trigger the SMS messages. So that's why batch processing application try to read the data from different sources, try to process in different varieties, and try to write filtered or categorized data to different destination. Is it not interesting, Rababu? Super. Okay, now focus. Now I'm giving some summary, guys. I'm giving some summary here. If data of the project is in megabytes and gigabytes, then store the data in database software and manipulate it by using JDBC, Spring JDBC, Spring Data JPS, Spring ORM, and what? Hibernate. College or university or students' information, guys. If the data of the project is GBs and TBs, then store the data in database software, manipulate it through batch processing, batch by batch processing, with the support of plain JDBC or Spring JDBC or Spring Batch. Spring Batch is the best for batch by batch data processing, guys. For batch by batch data processing, are you getting my point? GBs and TBs, guys. Example, bank data, financial organization data, insurance organization data, right, boss? LIC organization data, this kind of data, you have to process. You have to process. If the data of the project is in what? TBs, terabytes, petabytes, zettabytes, yottabytes, etc. Very huge behind storing and processing. Very huge behind storing and processing capacity of database software, which is called big data, guys. Then store and process the data using big data framework like Hadoop and Spark. Like Hadoop and Spark you have to use, guys. Facebook data, Google data, Twitter data, YouTube data, okay, Google Maps data, all these things we have to think about working with what, guys? Big data frameworks like Hadoop and Spark, guys. So final conclusion is what, my dear? What is my final conclusion? Data is small. Store in database software, processed by using JDBC, Spring JDBC, ORM, Spring Data, JPA. Data is medium scale. Okay, store in database software, try to go for batch process. Data is what? Petabytes, enotabyte, genotabyte. It cannot be stored in regular database software, regular Excel sheet, regular MySQL database software. In that situation, try to store and process the data by using big data framework called Hadoop and Spark, guys. Small amount of data, database, JDBC, Spring JDBC, ORM data JPA. Medium scale, batch processing using Spring Boot batch process. Huge amount of data which cannot be stored in what? Regular database software. Then what? Special big data framework like Hadoop and Spark. Hadoop and Spark, right, boss? To store the huge amount of data and to process the huge amount of data. To store the huge amount of data and also to process the huge amount of data. Is it not interesting, Rababu? Is it not interesting? I want reply. Yeah, Facebook kind of application uses multiple storage technologies at a time in single project. FB login activities using database software, FB post reminders and etc. by using big data frameworks. In one project, if needed, you can use what? Different databases also, different technologies also, different methodologies also. In different modules, we can use different storage technologies, different processing technologies, different processing technologies. Clear, my dear? Super, guys. Spring Batch high-level architecture, guys. Spring Batch high-level architecture. Slowly we are getting into technical details, guys. Slowly we are getting into technical details. Everyone concentrate. Application. Programmers code this application. Batch core, some Spring supplied infrastructure. Batch core, some predefined classes, guys. And batch infrastructure, internal, guys. Internal architecture, internal infrastructure, Spring Batch layered application. But these two are readily available. Only application code we write, boss. Only application code we write. In Spring or Spring Boot batch processing, while reading or writing data from two different resources or destination, we can use different APIs. We can use different APIs or framework like JDBC, Spring JDBC, Spring Data JPI, IO streams, XML APIs, JSON APIs, and etc. XML APIs, JSON APIs, and etc. guys. But can I ask one thing? Are you going to learn those APIs separately? No. Spring Boot batch provides abstraction on all those APIs, guys. Spring Boot batch processing provides what? Abstraction on all those APIs and simplifies your work. Let me write that. Spring Boot batch provides abstraction on all the above said APIs. All the above said APIs. All the above said APIs. Right now, boss? All the above said APIs. Okay, to simplify the program. To simplify the program. Yes. All the above said APIs to simplify the programming. Yes. Perfect. Yeah. Everyone focus. Block diagram of Spring Batch application. Block diagram of Spring Batch application. I want everyone to be alert, guys. Stream is different, guys. Stream API is given for what purpose? To process the collection data by applying filters. That's it. They are very much specific to collections only. And moreover, collections are in-memory data. Once application execution over, collection data is over. But batch processing is what? Reads from different sources that are allocating memory in hard disk. Process the data, filters the data, categorize the data, sorts the data, whatever it is. And whatever output came, that data also it will write to different destinations. That data also it will try to write to different destinations. Interesting, boss. Better not to compare streaming API and batch processing, guys. Okay, now listen. Here is the batch processing, guys. Everyone concentrate, guys. Array, the whole process is called job, guys. What is my job? I will tell. What is my job? I want to trigger SMS message to LIC policy holders whose renewal date is there in this month. This is my task, guys. That is a job. Okay, now listen, guys. In that one, each subtask is called one step. Each subtask is called one step. Number one, reading from database, identifying policy holders whose renewal date is there in current month, writing to Excel sheet. These three operations together called subtask one. Number two, reading from Excel sheet, validating the phone numbers and triggering SMS messages is subtask 2. So job contains subtasks. And in Spring Batch, subtask is technically called step, boss. Subtask is technically called what? Step. And every subtask, nothing but step, is linked with one reader, one writer, one processor. Reader says, I will read data from so-and-so source. Processor says, I will process the data. Writer says, I will write the data to destination. Okay, in step one, who is the reader? A reader reads the data from database, LIC policy. Who is the processor? Identifying the LIC policy holder whose due date is in current. Who is the writer, guys? Writing identified people to Excel sheet is the writing. Come on, my dear. In step 2, task 2, who is the reader? Reading from Excel sheet is the reader. Who is the processor? Reading the phone number and validating the phone number is what? Processor. Who is the writer there? Okay. Triggering SMS messages. Triggering SMS messages for the validated phone numbers is what? Is the writer. Is the writer one. Is the writer one. Now tell me, guys, my job is having how many subtasks? 2 subtasks. Task 1, task 2. Step 1, step 2. Step 1, step 2. Clear, my dear? Yeah. Now listen, guys. Listen. Now keep the basic thing in mind, guys. Okay. Job launcher is the object, guys, that will create the job, that will create the task. This task, nothing but job, will have one or more steps, guys. Will have one or more steps. Perfect, guys. Yeah, this step will be linked with one reader, one processor, one writer. See, guys, here 1, here star. Job can contain one or more steps now. Job can contain one or more steps now, boss. I want reply. Okay, guys, one or more steps. And a step will have year 1, year 1. Every step will have one reader, one processor, one writer. Reader read from source repository. Writer writes to destination repository. And a repository means it can be any storage place now, boss. It can be storage place. The reader reads from Source repository like database. Writer writes to destination repository like Excel sheet or maybe JSON content, maybe XML file. So processor, what it will do? Filtering, ordering, calculation, sorting, a number of things it will do or not. Okay, guys. Now listen, guys. Listen, guys. When all these things are happening automatically or manually or through scheduling, there should be someone to record all the activities that are happening. How many times job is executed, how many times steps are executed, at what is the each step ID, at what time step started, at what time step ended. To keep track of that, one small repository is required or not. That is nothing but job repository. That is nothing but job repository. Is it not interesting, Rababu? Job repository keeps track of various activities that are done that are done, okay, in batch processing with the support of scheduling or manual process. That means it will maintain information about jobs that are created and executed, steps that are created and executed, okay, for multiple times, guys, for multiple times. Job repository, and moreover, we don't create this job repository. Most of the time it will come automatic. Most of the time it will come automatic. So job launcher is responsible to launch the job or to create the job. Every job is having multiple steps, nothing but subtasks. Every step will be linked with one reader, writer, processor. Okay, guys. Now listen, try to understand the explanation. Slowly we are getting into technicality, guys. I'll take one use case, you will get more clarity. First, try to understand what is what. Job launcher launches the job either manually or using scheduling. Job repository comes dynamically based on the source repository we take. And if source repository is Oracle, and Oracle itself becomes job repository. If source data repository is MySQL, MySQL itself becomes source data repository. Every job can contain one or more steps, guys. Every job can contain one or more steps, guys. Every job can contain one or more steps, guys. I want reply. Perfect. Every job can contain one or more steps. Every step contains one item reader who can read from the source, one item writer who can write to the destination, one item processor who can process the each item that is being read. Item reader reads each item from source repository and gives that item to item processor for processing. At the end, the processed items will be written to destination repository using item writer. Repository using item writer. Tejasri madam, why are you joining and going out? Why joining and going out? Why are you doing time pass? Don't do that. Don't do that. Be serious in the classroom. Some people are joining and left. They are leaving the meeting. Again they are joining, again they are leaving. This WebEx, this one will give me notification who is joining, who is leaving the meeting. Without my knowledge, you cannot join. When you are leaving, I am getting notification. Again, Tejasvi again left the meeting. If you are doing time pass, stop doing it. Last warning to Tejasvi madam. One more time you left, forever I will ban you in the classroom. Yeah, from my side, no voice issue, guys. Check your side. You want to see what is the network bandwidth? From my side, no voice issue. 99 Mbps. And still, if you say voice is not coming, your karma. Neeraj and Patil, for you also last warning. Why are you doing time pass activities? Yes, boss. Take the use case, guys. Take the use case. Take this use case. Job launcher, super. He is creating the job, guys. Job launcher is creating the job. Yeah, what is the job? LIC identifying beneficiaries and sending email messages to branches and to customers. Sending email messages to branches and to customers. Email messages to branches and to customers. Okay, guys, tell me. Step 1, identifying the beneficiaries, guys. That is my step 1, identifying the beneficiaries. Step 2, sending email messages to branches and sending email messages to customers. Total 3 operations are there, guys. Okay, what is the main job? Identifying the beneficiaries who completed maturity, who got maturity, whose policies are matured. Okay, writing them to Excel sheet, guys. Next. Okay, sending that Excel sheet information to what? Branches. What is that? As email messages. And sending same information to customers. Your account, your policy got matured. Your policy got matured. That information we would like to see. That information we would like to send, guys. Perfect. Perfect means picture perfect, guys. Got it? Understanding my statement, guys? I want reply. Step 1. Identifying the beneficiaries, guys. What test? Total how many steps? 3 steps. Every step will be linked with reader, writer, processor. Sometimes processor won't do anything. Whatever read, that will be processed in a different destination. Item reader, read from database software. Super. Item processor, identify the beneficiaries or matured people, policy matured people. Perfect. Item writer, write to the matured people information to Excel sheet. Matured policy info to Excel sheet. Matured policy. Right, matured policy info to Excel sheet, guys. This is step 1. Step 2, send email messages to branches. Okay, now tell me, guys, matured policy people information is available where, guys? Excel sheet. Item reader reading from Excel sheet. Super. Item processor, even though Excel sheet contains a lot of information about that policy holder, we are getting only email IDs. That is processor work, guys. What writer will doing? Send email messages to branches. Simply think about sending email messages to branches. Next one, send emails to customer. What item reader will do here? Read from Excel sheet where matured policy holders information is there. What processor will do, guys? Get the email IDs for the customers. Perfect. What writer will do, guys? Send email messages to the customers. Simply try to send email messages to the customers. Simply try to send email messages to the customers, guys. I hope you understood the meaning of task and subtask, job and steps. After seeing this use case, you try to observe. After seeing that use case, you try to observe this block diagram. Job launcher creates the job. Job will be linked with the steps. Every step is linked with a reader, one processor, one writer. One reader, one processor, writer. Rajeshwari madam, why are you leaving the meeting? Why are you entering to the meeting? If you are doing time pass, stop coming classes, stop attending classes. Last warning. If I saw you one more time leaving the meeting, I will remove you forever. This is the 3rd time or 4th time. You are coming to meeting, leaving the meeting. Three steps are all are interdependent, guys. Interdependent. Okay, now listen. org dot spring framework dot batch dot item is the package. In that one, item reader is the interface, processor is the interface, writer is the interface. And why these interfaces are given? All item readers should implement item reader interface directly or indirectly. All item processor should implement item processor interface directly or indirectly. All item writer should implement item writer interface directly or indirectly. Everyone getting my point there, guys? All readers are implementing item reader interface. All processor are implementing item processor interface. All writers are implementing item writer interface. Yeah. What is the lucky news? What is the good news? There is no need of you developing item readers manually. There is no need of you developing what? Item writers manually. There are predefined item readers, multiple numbers, predefined item writers, multiple numbers, right? Only item process we have to develop, because what is the logic? How you want to filter the records? How you want to categorize the record? That's purely your choice. That is purely your choice. That's why only we generally develop item processors, boss. We try to work with predefined item readers and item writers, boss. We generally try to work with what? Predefined item readers and item process. Item writers and item readers, guys. Generally, we work with predefined item writer classes, predefined item reader classes, because they are designed to deal with different types of sources and destinations and with different types of data formats. But we always develop item processor manually. Item readers and item writers are readily available, and we use user-defined item process. Check it out. Predefined item readers are, we have a lot of predefined item readers now, boss. Flat file item reader, to read data from CSV file. SAX event item reader, to read data from XML file. Stored procedure item reader, to read data from database table. JDBC pagination item reader, to read data from database table page by page. Mongo item reader, to read data from MongoDB. Neo4j item reader, to read data from what? To read data from what? Neo4j, I am this one, guys. Neo4j. Not only that, guys, I have in latest version many other things are there. JDBC cursor item reader, to read from database. Flat file item reader, to read from CSV file, comma separated files. Hibernate cursor item reader, to read from database but internally using Hibernate. JPA paging item reader, to read from database but using JPA technology. JSON item reader, to read from JSON content. Kafka item reader, to read from Kafka messages. Okay. Mongo item reader, Neo4j item reader, Stacks event item reader, to read from XML file. Stored procedure item reader, to read from database. Guys, I hope you convinced with me or not. So that means what, guys? Are we going to work with the different technologies to read from different destinations in different formats? No. Why? Because Spring Batch provides abstraction on all those technologies, simplifies our reading and writing process. Definitely simplifies our reading and writing process. Super, guys. And tell me, guys, we have a lot of predefined item writers also. Okay, now listen. Flat file item writer, to write to the CSV file or text file. Stacks event item writer to write to XML file. Stored procedure item writer to write to database. JDBC to write to database. Mongo item writer to write to MongoDB. Neo4j item writer to write to MongoDB database. Flat file item writer, Hibernate item writer, JDBC item writer, JP item writer, JSON file item writer, Kafka item writer, Mongo item writer, Neo4j item writer, Stacks event item writer. Mr. Madhu, item writers are there to write to the destination, not to do payments. For payment, you have to go for payment gateway integration. For payment, you have to go for payment gateway integration. Are you getting my point there, guys? I want reply. Okay, item writer as message broker, sir. Maybe you have to use Kafka. Kafka item writer. We have a lot of writers, boss. We have raft writer. Okay, now listen carefully. Listen. Everyone, are you alert, guys? Everyone, are you alert, guys? Everyone tell me, write the Kafka spell correct. Raghuram Prajpatap. K, it starts with K. Everyone, please confirm your alertness. 21 plus 43. How much? 21 plus 43. How much, guys? Have a look, guys. Have a look, guys. Come on. Yeah, listen, guys. All item reader classes should implement item reader interface directly or indirectly. All item reader classes should implement item reader interface directly or indirectly. Inside that one method is the read method. What is the read method return type, guys? T. T means generic, na? What is the read method return type, guys? T. T means generic return type, na, boss? Yeah. What do you mean by generic, guys? Okay. While implementing this interface, if I take T as a string, it will return string. If I take T as employee class object, employee class, it returns employee class object. That means from the source, I want each record as a string, it will return string. I want each record as customer class object, it will return customer class object. If I want each record as what? Employee class object, it will return employee class object. Is it not interesting, Ra Babu? That's the reason that is given as a generic type. Next, all item writer classes implement item writer interface. All item writer classes implement item writer interface, guys. Definitely implement item writer interface. I want reply, boss. org.sf. What is that? T here. What is there? T here. Okay, now listen carefully. Listen carefully, guys. I want reply. In the right method, extends T, list T is there. List T is there. Why list T's are? Suppose I said batch size is 10. This right method gets list of 10 items. List of 10 items and able to write 10 items, boss. Suppose if my batch size is 100, this list of T gets 100 items and able to write 100 items, na boss. Able to write 100 items, na boss. I want reply. Yeah, that's why this T and this T should match, guys. This T and this T should match, no doubt in that. Okay, now listen carefully. Suppose each record I want to as a string. Okay, while writing to destination also we write as a string. But we read each item, but we try to write bunch of items. That's why read written type is simple T. Write parameter type is what? List T. Write parameter type is list T. Is that clear, guys? Simple. Okay, next what we got, guys? Item processor. Item processor is taking how many generics, guys? 2 generics. Item processor is taking how many generics, was? 2 generics. One is input, one is output. Are you noticing it? One is input, one is output, guys. Yeah, listen, guys. It is having which method? Process method. Process method parameter is what, guys? I. Process method return type is what, guys? O. Don't worry much, guys. I for input, O for output. And you don't believe, boss. You don't believe. This I should match with the T of item reader. And whatever read, that is the T, will become I, boss. Will become I. And tell me, guys, this O should match with what? T of item writer. This O should match with T of item writer. And whatever output you give, those output goes to item writer. So ultimate conclusion is what, guys? Ultimate conclusion is what, guys? I want reply. The T of item reader should match with I of item processor. I of item processor. Dinesh, why are you going out and why are you joining again and again? Again, Dinesh left the meeting. Why are you doing time pass, Mr. Dinesh? Okay, guys. Similarly, come on, guys. O of item processor, output of item processor should match with T of item writer. T of item writer. Are very simple, Babu. After reading, we give to whom? Processor. Once processor gives the output, we give to whom? Writer. We give to whom, guys? Writer. So now tell me, reader is reading is coming as what? T. So the T should become what? I for processor. The T should become what? The T should become, come on, guys. I for the processor. Okay, after processing, output is coming. This output should go to whom? Writer. So that means the O of processor should become what? T of item writer. T of item writer. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. Mr. Dinesh, last warning, Babu. This is the 10th time you joined and you are leaving the meeting. Again, he left the meeting. He joined and left. He joined and left. Dinesh, what's happening, my dear? Guys. The T of item reader must match with the I of item processor. Similarly, the O of item processor must match with the T of item writer. Note, the I and O of item processor can be same, can be different. In some situation, it can be same. In some situation, it can be different. In some situation, it can be same. In some situation, it can be different. The item reader reads one item from the source repository. Super. The item processor processes the read item given by reader. Super. The item writer writes bunch of processed items to the destination repository based on the batch size that we have chosen. Based on the batch size we have chosen. This is very important. Reader always reads one item. Processor always processes one item. But when it comes to writer, based on the batch size, it will decide, guys. Based on the batch size, it will decide, right? Based on the batch size, it should decide how many items to write, how many items to read. I repeat, guys, reader always reads one item. Processor always processes the read item, one item only. But when it comes to writer, if batch size is 3, try to write 3 processed item at a time. If batch size is 10, try to write 10 processed item at a time. So that means writer will wait until batch size of processed items are available. Batch size is 3. It will wait until 3 processed items are available. Once ready, then only it will start writing to the destination. Once ready, then only it will start writing to the destination. Super, guys. Reader T and writer T may not match. Reader T and writer T may not match. May match, may not match. I'm going to explain the use cases. Concentrate, guys. I'm going to explain exactly same use cases. Concentrate. Are you with me, guys? Case 1. After processing received item from item reader, the item writer can give either same object with modified data or unmodified data, or different object with the same data or modified data to the destination. Anything is possible. Okay, take the cases. Take the cases. For everything, I am taking the cases, boss. It's not like that I am not taking the cases. Case 1, listen carefully. Case 1, item reader gets student object from the source. From college database, it gets the student object. Each record is coming as a student class object. Super. Item processor conducts the interview and converts the eligible student object to employee object. Okay, item processor input is what? Student object. Item processor output is what, guys? Employee object. Tell me now, reader and writer are going to deal with the same input and output, same data, na boss? No. Reader is dealing with the student, writer is going to deal with the employee. Check it out. Item writer gets a list of employee objects to write to destination, nothing but company DB. In this example, reader is dealing with the student, writer is dealing with the employee. Processor is converting student into employee by conducting the interview or not. By conducting the interview or not, I want reply, boss. By simply conducting the interview or not, I want reply. I want reply from you people. Convinced or not? Everyone convinced or not? In this case, Mr. Prasad Boddu, why are you leaving the meeting? Why are you coming again and again? Can't you maintain stable network? Mr. Prasad Boddu, last warning. If I see you going out and coming in, Monica Tiwari, how many times you will go out, how many times you will come in? Sorry, everything is perfect with WebEx. Am I audible, guys? Am I loud and clear, guys? Any technical glitches there towards audio or video? I try to stay in proper network, boss. Your network bandwidth should be perfect. Then everything will be perfect, right? Yeah, it consumes bit extra mobile data compared to Zoom. It consumes extra mobile data compared to Zoom, guys. Fine. Everyone come down. Look at the case 2, guys. Case 2. Item reader gets policyholder object from the source, LIC database. From LIC database, each record is coming as policyholder object. Perfect. Nice, guys. Hey, try to install WebEx application. Don't work with browser. Always try to install WebEx application. That is perfectly working. I am also conducting class from last 2-3 days smoothly, guys. Nothing happens. Yeah, listen. Item reader reads policyholder object from the LIC. Perfect. Item processor checks payment schedule of policyholder is there in the current month or not. If not there, use nothing to item writer. Otherwise, use some same policyholder objects to item writer. Same policyholder objects to item writer. Perfect na, boss? Item writer writes list of policyholder objects to write to destination, Excel sheet or another DB table. Is it not interesting, Babu? This time, reader is getting what? Policyholder object. Processing is what? Policyholder object. If it found it is matured policy wise. Matured policy. Again, it is giving what? Matured policyholder object. So that item writer also getting policyholder object, right? Item writer also getting policyholder object or not? Item writer also getting policyholder object or not? This time input and output is same na, boss? Input and output is same na, boss? This time definitely input and output is same na, re? Yeah, same thing I'm explaining. Sequence flow diagram of this whole process. Yeah, listen, guys. Each step is having one reader, one processor, one writer, na, boss. Super. Reader T should match with processor I. Processor I. Okay. Writer T should match with processor O. Processor O. Right, guys? Okay, guys. Now listen. Reader reads the item. Processor processes the item. Okay. Reader waits for the next item and reads the item. Processor also processes the next item. Sir, why 2 times are happening back to back? What is the batch size, guys? So that means, suppose if batch size is 10, guys. Okay, reader will read 10 items. Processor will process 10 items. Okay, then 10 items are processed, guys. 10 items are processed. Then, whatever and 10 items are processed, in that one, 10 items came as it is, fine. Filtered and only 5 items came. So those 5 items will come as list of items, guys. So writer takes those items and writes to the destination. Writer takes those 5 items and writes to the destination. Clear, guys? Got the point, my dear? I want reply. Clear, guys? Got the point, my dear? I want reply, boss. I hope you understood, guys. Suppose batch size is 10. Reader reads, writer, processor, process. Like this, how many times it happened? 10 times. Like this, how many times it will happen, guys? 10 times. Okay, 10 items are read and processed now. Okay, now writer comes into picture. All 10 items are eligible for writing, guys, after processing. So takes the 10 items and writing. Now, after processing 10 items, only 5 items only filtered and came. So takes the 5 items and writes it. But who decides this batch size, guys? Developer will decide the batch size. Developer decides the batch size or chunk size. Who actually decides the batch size, guys? Developer will decide the batch size or chunk size. Step flow, guys. Item reader reads first item from source and gives to item processor for process. Reader reads second item from source and gives to item processor for process. Like this, 10 items are done. Once chunk size items are processed, nothing but batch size items are processed. The processor gives chunk size processed items to what? Item writer, and they are written to destination by item writer. I think you understood, guys. Batch size 10 means don't think that it will read 10 items from source at a time. Reading always 1 item at a time. Processing also always 1 item at a time. But it will read and process those many items until batch size is completed. So once batch size is completed, the writer gets processed item and writes to the destination. The writer gets processed item and writes to the destination. Convinced, guys? Got the point, my dear? I hope you enjoyed the session 1. Okay. Session 1 is all about introduction, guys. Introducing the terminologies. Introducing the terminology. Can I ask a few questions on session 1? Can I ask a few queries on session 1? I want reply. Yes, boss. Tell me. Batch processing is there. Spring Boot batch processing is there to develop the websites, to develop the distributed applications? No. They are basically standalone application running in the background. They are the standalone application running in the background. But what they are capable of? Batch processing. What do you mean by batch processing, guys? What do you mean by batch processing? Reading from source, processing, reading from source, processing the item, and writing to the destination. It's the ability of reading, processing, and writing bunch of records, guys. Yes, guys. Now tell me, guys. Everyone tell me. Okay. In the batch processing block diagram, what are the main components, guys? What are the main components of batch processing block diagram? What are the main components are there in block processing? Job launcher, who can create job and run the job. Okay. Job represents the task. Step represents the subtask. And every step is linked with what? Reader, writer, processor. Reader is ready to read from one source. Processor is ready to process. And writer is ready to. Tell me, guys. Writer is ready to write to the destination. Writer is ready to write to the destination. Right, boss? Writer is ready to write to the destination. But all the activities related to this will be recorded in job repository or not? Will be recorded in job repository or not? Super. Okay, tell me, guys. Generally, we work with user-defined readers and writers or predefined readers and writers. User-defined readers and writers or predefined readers and writers. User-defined readers and writers or predefined readers and writers. Yeah. Can you tell me some example item readers? Can you tell me example item readers? Can you tell me example item reader? I want reply, guys. Yeah, we have a lot of JSON item reader, Neo4j item reader, lot of things are there. Okay, now tell me, guys, uh, who decides the batch size? Who decides the batch size? Who decides the batch size? Programmer. Who decides the batch size? Programmer, right? Are you there, guys? Okay, are we going to develop item processor as a user-defined class or predefined class? User-defined class or predefined class? Okay. Now tell me, guys, when batch size is 5, when batch size is 5, tell me, when batch size is 5, my dear, tell me, reader will read 5 items at a time or 1 item at a time? Reader will read 5 items at a time or 1 item at a time? 1 item. Processor will process 5 items at a time or 1 item at a time? Processor will process 5 items at a time or 1 item at a time? 1 item at a time. Writer will write how many items? 1 item or 5 items? Writer will write how many items? 1 item or 5 items? That means those are giving answer, they are not replying. They are not listening class properly, guys. Okay. What does the diagram says, guys? What's the diagram says? Batch size is 2. Reader is reading 1 item at a time, processing 1 item at a time. Until 2 items are read and processed, writer will not come into picture. Then writer comes into picture, try to write both items at a time. Will write only once. 5 items at once will be written to destination. 5 items at once will be written to destination. Everyone understanding my statement, guys? Yeah, tell me. Batch processing applications are very, very important in any organization who will do periodic activities like creating salary, calculating salary, identifying policy maturity, gathering the log messages and analyzing the log messages. In all those situations, batch processing is very, very important aspect or not. Is that clear, guys? I want reply. Perfect, guys. Perfect means perfect. Yeah, don't miss evening class. Evening, I'm going to create technical aspects, guys. I'm going to explain technical aspects. How to create that job launcher, how to create job, how to create item reader, how to create item processor, how to create step. All these things we are going to discuss very much practically, guys. All these things we are going to discuss very much practically. Is that clear? Got the point, my dear? Everyone understanding my statement, guys? Array, 7 p.m. microservice class is there as usually. Along with that, 8:45 Spring Boot batch class is there. Tomorrow at what time we have class? 9 o'clock. Tomorrow 9 o'clock. Today evening 8:45. And today DevSecOps class is not there. I will share the notes in all batches. I think this is officially for how many batches, guys? For 2 batches, I asked you to join, right? 9 a.m. and 8:45 p.m. So in both batches, I will join. I will add these guys because in remaining batches, this topic is already conducted. 9 a.m. Yeah, where is this? New folder. Spring Boot batch. Spring Boot batch, guys. Right click, file upload, class content, Spring here. What's the batch code, guys? What's your common topics? Spring Boot batch, session 1, session 1. Session 1. Okay. Let's go to second one, 8:45 p.m. batch. Spring Boot batch, guys. Spring Boot batch, guys. Here also, let me upload. Here is what session. Got it, guys? Super, perfect. Let me stop the application. End of the story. End of the. Thank you.